All right, trying to get the outside. Oh! Ooh, that's a good bite. And voila. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live to Fish. And if I look a little chilly today, I'm a little underdressed actually. It's 39 degrees here. It has been a roller coaster ride. Now this is the second part of the series that I'm doing on how to catch more smallmouth from the bank. And if you remember from the last video, I talked about the barometric pressure and how that affects the bite. Well, take a look at this because the past couple days I've been trying to film content, the barometric pressure has been sky high. So that bite was pretty much locked down. I was still pretty successful, but as you can see here, warmer temperatures are on the way and that barometric pressure is plummeting and it's dropping quick. Now the result you're going to get from that is the fish bite is going to turn on and it's going to be good. So let's take a look at some things that you may have in your arsenal or some things that you might want to pick up to help you catch more smallmouth in that early spring bite from the shoreline. All right, here's one of my all-time favorite springtime lures, and it is the lipless crankbait. Here is the rattlebot. Now they come in all different shapes, sizes, and as you can see, color schemes and designs. Now some have rattles, some are silent, but bottom line is these are absolute killers with smallmouth in the springtime. Now there's also a few spots from the shore where you can get really hung up on these things and lose them, which is pretty frustrating. So there is a love-hate relationship there, but I absolutely love catching fish on them, but yep, I hate to lose them. Another favorite, and this isn't gonna come as a surprise to anybody, is the good old jerkbait. I have everything from suspended jerkbaits to floating jerkbaits. Now this one here in particular is one that I found on the bank the first time I ever launched the Ultra Skiff. The cool thing is this is made by Yozuri. It's a very, very cool suspending jerkbait. Not a deep diving one though, but at the same time, I ended up catching my first smallmouth in a tournament with this lure. Yeah, the hooks are kind of shot, but it worked for me and it got the job done. And in some of these here, you'll see that the hooks are quite large on those deep divers. But overall, you can't beat the jerkbait for that spring smallie bite. And especially from shore, this is your one lure that you're not going to have to worry about getting snagged up so much. You're not dealing with a lot of weeds in the early spring, and this isn't going to get stuck on the riprap. It's not going to get stuck on any rebar. You are going to be good to go. So this is probably your safest bet to use from shore. However, it's also your most difficult because sometimes you don't have the angle from shore that you might get from a boat. Now, this is especially true when you're talking about some of the piers and areas that have barriers, and it's kind of hard to get that jerkbait action going when you're kind of extended over and along some rails. But if it's open shoreline, it's a heck of a lot easier. But don't discount the jerkbait from the bank. It definitely gets it done. Now here, this has to be one of my absolute favorites of all time, and that is the tube. And it's the tube configured with the tube jig. Now the tube jig is going to be exposed. It's going to be something that might get you hung up, but at the same time, it's going to give you a better hookup ratio. Now, I prefer my tube jigs to have a 1/4 ounce lead jig head to them. And all you do with a tube jig is stick this into the tube and make sure you split the plastic so you can get that eyelet tied into your line, and you're good to go. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done here. All right, here's what it looks like when it's all set up and has obviously a lot of hank hair on it. But you can see how that eyelet is pierced up through the head of the tube. And you have your exposed hook there back at the back end where the little tentacles come out. It is an absolute must-have fishing from the bank. All right, trying to get the outside. Oh! Ooh, that's a good bite. That is a good bite. Except the downside about this side, a lot of times you need a net. Man, I just cast that out. This is crazy. Turn on the GoPro instead. Yeah, check the canal side. Oh, that's a nice size smallie. Nah, that's a little guy. And they fight good. All right, buddy. All right, let's get you up there. And voila. Now, while the tube is a favorite of mine, I have to tell you, the first thing I am throwing out for smallies every spring is a swim bait. Now, I throw a lot of different types of swim baits, a lot of different sizes, and I rig them a lot of different ways. But my absolute favorite is on a swim bait jig head. All right, got one. Yep, little smallie. right, buddy. Good deal. That's it. Nice little smallmouth. Now, while these are my first choices and best choices for catching smallmouth from the bank, don't discount any other lures like, say, the Ned rig. Heck, I've even caught them on bandito bugs and kraken craws. And if you are fishing from those obstructions on the piers, on the docks, throw some marabou hair jigs, or even the drop shot is an absolute killer when they're in cover. And hey, don't forget about the Friday submissions for Catch of the Week. I've gotten a lot of submissions so far, but that doesn't mean the choice has been made. So make sure you get your submissions in to that email address right down below there, and I'll also have the email address listed in the video description below. Coming up next on Live to Fish, got some surprises coming, got some good catches coming, so stay tuned. So until next time, be safe, be well, and as always, live to fish. Take care, everybody.